Good morning, this is Jack from theartofchart.net, and this is the pre-market recording for Tuesday, the 9th of April. Our disclaimer, we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share our technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. We're not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay, on the rising wedge on ES, we have not quite made it to resistance again. Looks like topping action. Nice looking little double top here. I was writing last night that if we see a breakdown directly from here, this double top would have a target in the 28.69 area. The key support level I've got in the 40 to 50 area, and I'll be explaining that. But the key trend line I'm watching on ES here is this one here in about the 28.39/40 area. Let's have a quick look at SPX, where we have a lot of negative divergence. Obviously, this is the main rising wedge from the December low, and we have hit resistance twice, and I think it is reversing here. I've got that trendline support from the December low, I've got in the 28.45 area approximately, and that's about 28.50 on ES. That is the key support level here. If we go there and we find support, then we may have another run at the wedge resistance. So that is very, very key. On the 15-minute chart, this wedge is actually, if you look at this wedge here, this wedge actually comes from here. So you can see the support trend line is actually below this main support trend line here. This is the primary support trend line. The secondary one is the lower one. That's the one on ES, and on SPX that is currently in the 28.30 area. I'm expecting to move down there. You can see the little double top. So far, resistance has been holding like a champ. I'm not expecting that to change. As always with wedges, you can do a little overthrow, and my one concern with it is that on the 60-minute on RUT, there is a pretty good argument we should be doing a retest of the high, and we've not done that yet. That is the one slight cloud on the horizon here. NDX. A lot of negative divergence, an RSI 14 sell signal is brewing. I've got daily RSI 5 and RSI 14 sell signals brewing. We haven't got a clearer trend line here, but looks like topping action. Nice looking little double top here. I'm not seeing any particular reason to think that this isn't going to turn, and SPX very much looks as though it is. So I'm looking this beautiful trend line high on ES and SPX here, and I'm expecting a turn here. We are currently at 28.90. It's very possible we're on the way to break down from this double top now, so the short-term high may be in. NQ, we've got no current divergence, marginal high overnight, little double top here on a sustained break below, well, we can pivot. I'd be certainly looking for at least a test of this rising support trend line here, which is currently in the 74.85 area. RTY, nice little rising wedge, it's broken down. Not an obvious double top here, but we tested weekly pivot at the low yesterday, and with any luck, it's going to break down on the next test. DAX, we are testing the weekly pivot as support. I've got an obvious trendline support here that may hold in the 11,770 area, and I'll be watching that for support as and when we get there. ESTX is testing weekly pivot. No particularly obvious target. No particularly obvious pattern either, short term. This could well be a double top though, and if so, we are breaking down from it slightly at the moment. Okay, CL. One thing to mention on SPX, we lost the negative divergence on the daily chart of the high yesterday. Not the open daily RSI 14 sell signal, but the RSI 5. Not quite sure what to make of that, but it may mean that we're more likely to come back and retest this high. So I'm really going to be watching those trendline supports to see if they hold that support. Okay, CL. Hang on, someone's got their microphone turned on, and it's off now. Right, okay, CL. CL, this is a beautiful trend line here. Really, really nice. From here, it is wedge support, and then it is wedge resistance. We're very slightly overthrown it at the high. This is the trend line I was looking at yesterday. And a weak 6-minute sell signal is fixed, and I'm looking for a test of support, which is currently in the 63.3 area. I think this is turning, but obviously to open any downside below this rising wedge, we're going to have to break this wedge support. That's important. NG. NG has broken up from, we had a 60-minute sell signal that has failed. I'm looking higher here, and I've got, the obvious next target is a move to the monthly pivot. I'm not seeing any particular reason to think we're going to have to wait long. If we come down far enough, then I'd be looking for support at the weekly pivot. This is a nice breakup, and I'm thinking that we've got a couple of decent possible IHS necklines. We've got one here. Sorry, apologies for that. It's we've got one here, and we've got another one here, and I'm watching to see if either of those form a right shoulder. GC has broken up. I've got a little double top bottom here, and we've reached the first target and on our way to the second. I've also got a very possible IHS here. It's not neither of these patterns are particularly high quality or symmetrical. But I am looking potentially higher from here. It could be that we're on the way back to the full retracement back to 1330. The short-term target, though, is about 1313. I've got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. SI has also broken up. We're back over the monthly pivot. I've got a possible double bottom target, this one rather better formed, in about the 1547 area. And again, we've got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. HG has broken up from, Stan's calling it a flag. It's a little large for a flag for my taste, but fair enough. The obvious next target, having got this far, is a retest of this high, and that would, of course, be the flag target. And Stan's expecting it to go higher from there. He may well be right. ZB. ZB looking for a reversal pattern here, not really seeing one. At the moment, it's testing weekly pivot and monthly pivot as resistance and failing to convert those. If we start getting a serious move down in equities, then that's likely to break. Until then, we're in a sort of in-between zone here. But I would note that we've got a 60-minute sell signal, RSI 14 sell signal fixed on TNX, and that is pointing pretty firmly up on ZB. So we'll see. DX. DX has very nice looking double top here. It's broken down slightly, and if it is going to turn back up, i.e. because we've got the usual thing, breakdown, we've got a target either down here in about the 95.85 90 area, or 90 to 95 area, or we reject and we head straight back up to the high. We're at the point of decision there. We do have a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing. EURUSD, I've got a possible IHS here breaking up, but equally I've got a possible 6-minute sell signal brewing. So it's the same potential Janus flag setup. See a rejection here in monthly pivot. We're likely to see a retest of the low, break and convert, and I've got a target up here in about the 1.1335 area. USD JPY, nice little head and shoulders formed here and broken down with the target at the monthly pivot. I do have a weak 60-minute buy signal, but at the moment I'm expecting it to make that target, and it'll either survive or it won't. USD CAD has come down, retested this low, very nice IHS broken up, Janus flag set up, heads back straight back to the previous low and is slightly beyond it. I've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing, keeping an open mind on direction here, but not seeing any really strong reason for it to reverse here. But we do have the positive divergence. Australian dollar is now breaking up with more confidence from the falling wedge. Obvious next target is a retest of this high here. We'll see whether it makes it. KC. KC, I've got a possible IHS forming, upsloping, not particularly symmetrical, but definitely still in the game. We're holding, well, we're back over the weekly pivot at the moment, break and convert the monthly pivot, and we've got a shot at this IHS, which I'd like to, for symmetry, to break up sooner rather than later. I've got the neckline in the 97.50 area. SB. I think Stan's expecting a move down here. We're above the weekly pivot and monthly pivot at the moment in this sort of long sideways consolidation. While that remains the case, we could still see a break up. I don't have any strong directional lean on this. I am expecting to see a retest of this high. We should see that before any move down. CC. CC has broken down from a double top. We had a 60-minute sell signal fixed that hasn't made target. Obvious lean is down, obvious support at weekly pivot, and we'll see if it can get through it. ZW is trading sideways. This is a possible double top. I've marked it up as one, but we would need a break and conversion of the monthly pivot for that to the lower. Waiting to see what happens here. This is a sort of consolidation at the moment. It may be, I'm mixed feelings as to which direction it goes. Ideally for me, however, from a pattern point of view, it would come back and retest this low in the second low of a double bottom. Corn didn't quite make the trend line, has reversed. I've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing. We're pretty close to a retest of this low, and I think we're likely to see that retest. Soy, I've got this as a triangle, both on RSI and on price, and I would expect this triangle to break up. Obviously, just below the triangle is strong support at the monthly pivot, weekly pivot. That should break up, and I'd be looking really for a move up to double bottom resistance and the trendline resistance, channel trendline resistance, in the 912.5 area at the moment, and we will see how that goes. All right, great. In that case, I'm going to stop the recording there.